My name's Calvin Waite, and I trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a living. It is time to talk about DigiByte. I know it's exciting, and so you're going to have to, try to contain yourself and no pushing, but there's plenty of room for all. It is time. So this particular chart represents the entire history of DigiByte since inception in 2014. So this move, this history here, represents a lot of time. And really, when DigiByte really hit hard in 2017, there was a lot of kind of adjustment and kind of market shock, huge oscillations from that. And then we kind of settled into a little bit of a channel for the past couple of years. And in 2020, so this was just in, February, we finally broke above this declining resistance. But as you can see, the most powerful level, so I'm at the weekly chart of DigiByte, the most powerful level has been this 240 range, 240 Satoshi range. It we touched support here, bounced for about a month and a half, 2 months, and then we fell through. We came back up very strongly, and then we found our first support after this oscillation here, right there. We hovered above it, and it was about 266 days that we did not touch this support, and then we essentially rode this support for another month and a half. And when we finally popped up again, we couldn't hold it as support. So over the course of a year, this line, actually about 2 years, this line was in play. So as we snuck below it and we kind of leveled off, we've now had a really nice rally. But look what line we are battling right now. Hope you can see how incredibly obvious the battle is here. Where this was super strong support, it had supported us for 1, 2, 3, and then finally broke. But this was the course of, this is a huge time frame, which gave this level a ton of clout, a lot of strength. So now we are battling this level again. Granted, this is the first touch from the resistance side, but this is also a fantastic battle. Like this, when you see 3 months, two and a half months worth of struggle against this level, every time you touch it, you are weakening it, and you are helping change the psychology and help strengthen, the move on this. Some of you might be looking at this line wondering why this is kind of drawn as strangely as it is. Why isn't it drawn below here? Well, let me head over to the daily chart, and you can see this line was actually part of the resistance point, and then we struggled through it, and then it became support, 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 and support here. And so now DigiByte's kind of in a limbo, which I thought it would be helpful for me to give you sort of a good in-depth analysis on DigiByte, just because what is going on here, right? Because we already have this resistance that we've been battling across and then getting rejected from, and battling through but getting rejected. touching, getting rejected, struggling against. Here I thought we were there. I thought, you know, with this new high here, I thought we had finally crossed it. We lasted a few days and now we're down below. So we are still battling with this. This move here is very interesting because we've done this for about 2 weeks now. Normally when a coin loses momentum, we will struggle against this. All the oscillators get tired, things start bending downwards, and then we show more signs of weakening. So as we have battled the flip to resistance right here, we have not lost momentum. So that is what makes this move so interesting. The question is how are we going to behave in the next little run? So I'm going to remove some of this and we'll add a little bit more color to what is happening. The next thing to look at is how is our support and resistance going. Here was our bottom. This move here was our bottom. Then we've got a higher low, and then a higher low, and a higher low, and a higher low. Now here's the question. Did this higher low get broken by this lower low? And in my opinion, it did not, because of this move. Because this high went here and supported a higher low. This low was technically negated by this higher high. So it's almost as if this was one entire move rather than having the dip existing at all. And the reason is because our more recent high here, when we zigzag up, this move is our new upper zigzag. So this is technically a higher low still. So even though this has gone on for, I mean, we're talking, the move began in April. So April, May, June through July, and here we are in August. As long as this accumulation and kind of flattening out phase has lasted, our supports are fully intact. So this is not a bad looking chart. In fact, there's one thing that makes this even more bullish and makes it even a stronger case, is that when you wear against something, resistance that is so powerful, something that was established for a couple of years, is if you keep hitting this, it weakens every time. So as we keep hitting this and hitting this and hitting this, we are wearing it down. And on the flip side, the people that are selling off are losing bearish momentum. They don't have faith that it's going to go down as much, which even strengthens this longer. And the longer you have this war, when we're battling for 3 months solid against a resistance, it makes it more powerful. So for example, if the move had touched here and then completely crashed back to the bottom, this move would have been over. Like, no one would have looked at DigiByte for quite a while because there would be more oscillations, there would have been lower highs. That's just how this market would have played out. But the fact that we came back so strongly after a rejection shows that people are not ignoring this coin. They are pushing it up, and it is gaining strength, not losing strength. And so when you flatten out and you thin and you get a little tighter on the end, and you still haven't curved down and lost everyone's faith, from a trader perspective, there is still a ton of momentum behind this. I would not be surprised if we break this in the next little, I mean, it could be a month or two. But what I'm wondering about is, so here's the question, is where would we go if we were to break this? Well, this distance is essentially our deciding factor. So our target, if we break above this, is 400. So if we hit this, and there's another reason why our target would be 400 if we did this. I'm going to head back to the weekly chart. So let me hide a bunch of these lines. Go back to weekly and zoom out a bit. What happened at 400? This was our most recent high. So where we have had a super high, a lower high, a lower high, and then this was our most recent high until we got into this action here, we will most likely see a retest of this area. A retest of this or a move past it would be extremely game-changing for DigiByte. But I bet we will see some resistance. We'll probably see the most resistance around 360 satoshis, like right here. But there will be some, people that are looking at charts and long-term numbers, they will look at around even 426. So this 400 battle will be one yet to be waged, but it might be short-lived because of the momentum and the power that we are building up right here. This is a boiling pot, and as long as we don't lose everybody's faith and we crash back down, this will keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and when the resistance breaks, that's when things really get exciting. Okay, so now I'm going to head back to the daily chart, and I'm going to add some one of my overlays that I really like. It's essentially kind of gives you zones of when things are moving. It just kind of makes it color coded, makes it kind of easy. So back here before the big move, when we exit the red zone for the final time, sometimes it gets choppy, but when we leave this red zone, that's our buy. So originally we would have bought around 30, 31, and we would have been on the ride of a lifetime in 2017. Exit is usually where the green exits the yellow. So we would not have hit the top, but we would have exited around 800 or something, which would have been a phenomenal return. And then there's a period where you just kind of have to wait and wait for things to cool off. We get out of the red zone and it's a buy. Here we are, bam, we buy. This never turned to the green zone though. And so the question, you'd have to kind of look for other indicators and see how you feel to exit something here. But golden cross right at the top of that. And then we ended up getting into a green zone. So this could have been an exit if you were patient and waited. And then we never hit the red zone until 2018, end of 2018. And now, this is the story. So since 2018, we have struggled. This has been pretty painful. So as we exited the red zone here, there was a little bit of momentum, but this was sort of our last momentum for quite a while. We entered this downward trend and it went down, 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 down. At the end of this red zone, I ended up buying quite a bit right here. And then I was patient and waited. We exited a red zone. This was close enough to here that I didn't need to pick up more. But at the end of this one, I actually did buy more. So at the end of these red zones, this is definitely the place to pick up some. So exiting when the green moves to yellow, I mean, this technically could have been an exit. I did not. I kind of feel like this move still has some legs on it. And part of the reason why is because look at how we've gone in and out of red and green. Like this almost never happens. It's either straight green and then straight yellow. But the fact that we are going back and forth, we are kind of pulling up and down some of these oscillators that make up this chart. So it makes it quite hard to read. So that's when you have to back up and look at momentum. You have to look at increasing highs. So in my view, DigiByte is still a buy. It's, obviously this is not financial advice because I'm not an accredited financial advisor on YouTube. But as my opinion, this has not run out of steam yet. We are showing signs of strength. we were rejected originally off this 100-week moving average. So this was a huge move. When we touched it, I thought, boy, I wonder if that was our rejection. And then we came back and broke through our 200-week moving average. So here, we've been kind of getting rejected by the 200-week, but it also coincides with that line around that 240 level. So I'll turn back on this line here. So between this line and our 200-week moving average, we have a battle to wage. But I'm telling you, it will be fireworks if we can get through this area. So anyway, best of luck with your trading. I hope that was informative for some of you guys. Hey, look at that. You made it through another video. If you appreciated anything I said, I would really like it if you could give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. If I can grow the channel a little bit more, I'd love to start doing giveaways and make things a little bit more fun around here.